some time here, about 30 minutes or so, to come on live and to chat with you all and to give you some information and just to let you know about what's been going on, and just to spread the word. Once again, my name is Denise Martinez-Scanziani. I am a candidate in Miami-Dade County. I'm running for circuit court judge, and the elections are coming up August 18th. So first of all, I want to make sure that I wish everyone a happy Independence Day. Today is 4th of July, and we have a lot to be grateful for. And so I am, especially someone who's participating in this democratic process, and what we have in this country to have the opportunity to vote for our elected officials. I'm very grateful that I am participating in this process and that you are along the ride with me. In addition, yesterday was a very special day, and so I want to take a minute to wish my daughter, Lucia, a very happy 18th birthday. She turned 18 yesterday, and I cannot believe it. She is a fiercely independent and confident young woman, and I'm very excited about her and how what's to come for her as she steps into this adulthood, right? She's 18, but we're very excited, and our next chapter with her will be actually driving her up to Gainesville the day after the election. On August 19th, we'll be driving her up to Gainesville so that she can go and start her life as a college student. So thank you again for joining me. So happy birthday to America and happy birthday to my daughter. And so let's talk a little bit about some things that are going on today. And as we progress and we're getting closer and closer to Election Day, it is now 45 days away. I'll continue to join you here every Saturday at 2:00, sharing with you a little bit more about myself. If you come on and you follow, you'll see that the videos from the last, several Saturdays are posted, and you can revisit those and check those out and get information. As we are today, I wanted to chat a little bit more about being registered to vote. That became a topic of conversation in our household because as my daughter officially became, that's right, go Gators, Janine. As my daughter officially turned 18, she is now of the legal age to vote. So it's a really kind of sweet thing that the first time that she will vote, she will be voting for me in this upcoming election. And so I wanted to make sure that if you are not yet registered to vote, that you understand that for the upcoming elections, for the August primary elections, the ones that are August 18th, the one where I will be listed on the ballot, the last day to register to vote, if you are not registered to vote, maybe you've moved recently to Miami-Dade County, or maybe you're on Instagram or Facebook and you just turned 18, or maybe you've never registered to vote because you haven't felt the need to before. If you're a citizen, U.S. citizen, and you're eligible to vote, then I encourage you to register to vote. That registration will allow you to vote not only in this upcoming election, but in all future elections. The last day, though, to register to vote for the August 18th election is actually July 20th. So July 20th is the last day to register to vote. So that's when they close the registration books in Miami-Dade County. And if you were registered at that point, you are eligible to vote in August 18th. If you do not register before that date or by that date, then you will not be able to vote in the August 18th election. So as always, we'll put it on there in the comments so that you can look for it. But if you go to miamidade.gov/elections, you can be election ready and you can find the link. It's very, very easy to do. It's also very easy to register, get your information printed out, and basically make sure that you are registered to vote. So the other thing I wanted to, I've been asked quite a bit, so I wanted to make sure that I share it as to the mail-in ballots. So the mail-in ballots are a very good opportunity for you to be able to exercise your vote from the comfort of your home. Given the circumstances that we're dealing with right now, Miami-Dade County is under a curfew of 10 p.m. So we just don't know what's going to be happening coming forward. So we want to make sure that if you want to make sure that your vote is heard, that your right to vote and your choice is heard, then, and you're just not comfortable leaving your home to go vote during early voting or on election day, you do have the option and the opportunity to vote by mail-in ballot. You can request your mail-in ballot. The last day to request a mail-in ballot for the August 18th election is 10 days prior to the election day. So by August 7th, by 5 p.m., Miami-Dade elections has to have your request for mail-in ballot. If you're already registered to vote and you want to vote by mail-in ballot, then by August 7th, by 5 p.m., the Miami-Dade Department of Elections needs to have your request physically in hand, not postmarked, but physically in hand, so that they can get you your mail-in ballot to you in time for you to then return it for the August 18th election. So that's by August 7th at 5 p.m. You can do that online. You can do that by fax. You can do that by email. You can request your mail-in ballot any which way. Really, the website for Miami-Dade Department of Elections is really user-friendly. You can go in there, be election ready and go through it. You call them and they will answer your questions. They're very, very helpful. There's even, frequently asked questions section. There's videos. There's all of these tools that you can have. And I think somebody mentioned here that they've received their sample ballot. You can request a sample ballot that is specific to you. That is will tell you what the offices and positions are available in your district or in your particular where you live, because not every race is countywide. So just a little bit of a reminder: the mayor elections, county mayor's elections are countywide. The judicial elections are also countywide. But there are some commission races. There are some primaries for other offices that are up for election, depending on what your registration and where you're registered. So you can request a sample ballot, and it's really amazing. And we're putting it here up on the comment section, so you can go in there and you don't have to be surprised. You can get your sample ballot. You can look at all the different candidates. If you're not sure about in a particular race who to vote for, that way when you go to vote and you cast your ballot, you're already ahead of the game and you know what you're doing. Just wanted to give a few shout outs to some folks who are joining us. Deanna, oh, thank you, Deanna. Hi. I wish you could vote for me too. But if you have friends in Miami-Dade County, you know what to do. Even if you're not in Miami-Dade County and you live outside of the area, or maybe you're temporarily absent and you're still registered to vote in Miami-Dade County, you can still exercise your vote if that's the case for you. However, if you've moved away and you're now registered in a new location, if you have friends or family or contacts in Miami-Dade County, I just ask that you tell a friend. Continue to spread the word. It's unfortunately these local elections don't draw a big turnout on election day. I think typically it's about 12% of the voters that come out to vote. So 12% of the residents in Dade County will decide who are your next judges, who is your next mayor, who is your next commissioner. So it's really, really important that you exercise your right to vote. It's in particular, as I've said it before, I want to say it again. The judicial races are often ignored. The judicial races are things that basically, because we are nonpartisan, that means that we have no political party affiliation. People are uncertain. Voters are uncertain how to vote. That's why I'm taking this, this time to this educational series, let's say, to teach and to share a little bit about who I am and why I'm doing what I'm doing. But there are other races as well. So the judicial races in particular are often ignored, and understandably, there's not a lot of information. So what happens is they either get skipped or they don't, voters don't vote, or they just don't come out. And I will tell you, and I've said it before, and I want to say it again, you're much more likely to come face to face with a judge than any other elected official. I'm not taking away from the work that any other elected official does, because everyone has their place and their position, and everyone does important work who is trying to serve. But the judges in particular, you can walk into court one day, a judge will make a decision in your case in that moment, and your life can be changed immediately before you walk out of that courtroom. So it's a little bit of a difficult situation because in the sense that voters are uninformed about the judicial races. Yet I believe personally, and I believe a lot of folks that I've been speaking to also agree that judges are actually a very important political office that we need to make sure we get informed about and we get information. So as I'm sharing with you, I'd like to ask you what is it that you as a voter, if you're watching me now, whether you're on YouTube or Instagram or on Twitter or on Facebook, I'd like to ask you, what is it that you look for when you're deciding to vote for a judge? What questions do you want to know? Do you basically do your own research? Do you wait for other people to recommend something to you? Or maybe you belong to an organization, and that organization will do their research, and then that organization will recommend or make endorsements. I'm just curious to know, because I want to share whatever relevant information you might need in this process, because I do believe it's a very, very important process. And I think a lot of you agree with me. You've been joining me, you've been sharing these live videos, you've been spreading the word, you've been telling a friend, and some of you are here on 4th of July, and I know there's not much we can do. We're staying safe, staying at home, but you're here joining me, and you're getting educated, and you're learning more about this process, and I'm very grateful. I truly am very, very grateful for the fact, but for that you've taken time out of your day to listen to me for a little bit, and to comment and to share and to like and to get the word out. And that's all I can ask. I ask that you I ask that you basically get informed as much as you possibly can. Let me see. There's somebody here. Well, if there's, I'm not sure. I have Yoli Martinez, who made a comment about me, about past clients. I will say that if you want to have a conversation about that, I'm happy to address anything. I don't know that, when you're a lawyer, especially a family lawyer, you have to understand that there are folks out there that are, have a tendency to be very emotional, and that it's a difficult role to have, and no one is always satisfied 100% of the time. But if you want to have a particular conversation, I invite you to email me, and I'll pick up the phone, and we'll have a conversation if you have any questions. My email is connect@deniseforjudge2020.com. Let's see what else. Let me see what else is going on. Hi, Maria. Hi, Yvette. Let me just say hi. Hey, Tremaine. Good to see you. Janine, how are you again? Just sharing a little bit here. Let's see. So I'm just reading some comments here. And again, Yoli Martinez, I'm happy to, if you want to point me to specifically something that you want to address with me, I'm happy to share with you. I'm happy to have a conversation with you, understanding that, there are situations that as an attorney, I am not able to address. I am not able to, because there's privileged information. I just want to make sure that you have the right facts. I'm not sure what you're looking at regarding past experiences, but like anything else, not everyone is 100% satisfied all the time. And I'm happy to be transparent and have the conversation that anybody wants to have with me about anything that I can share with you. So regarding my experience, I've been an attorney, trial and an appellate attorney for over 20 years. I'm born and raised in Miami-Dade County. I am I am the first person in my family to go to college. I studied at the University of Florida, where I graduated with honors from undergrad, and with high honors from undergrad, and with honors from law school. I am able to serve the clients that I serve, a lot of times even on a pro bono basis. I am able to do what I do because I have my own firm, and I've been dedicating my life for my career to marital and family law. I am a board certified marital and family lawyer. I am one of 33 in Miami-Dade County who is board certified in this area of the law. So that required extra work, and that required an extra exam, and that required extra dedication for myself to do what I'm doing, because I'm very passionate about helping families, and I'm very passionate about helping children. That has been my focus. I've served as a volunteer judge in teen court. I'm often appointed as a guardian ad litem by the sitting family judges to do investigations and to make recommendations on different child-related issues. So the trajectory of my experience has taken me to a place where I really am very passionate about serving my community. I've represented thousands of clients in family law in the state of Florida, and particularly in Miami-Dade County, over the past 20 years. I have been able to just choose what I need to do because I'm very passionate about what I do. A lot of times, especially when it comes to decisions that are made at the trial level that are, I believe, maybe the judge erred, I basically have taken appeals on a pro bono basis. And one of the opinions that I am most proud of is an opinion where I was able to appeal a judge who decided an issue and there was a denial of due process. And if you've heard me before, you've also heard many, many times that I believe very strongly that everyone has the right to be seen and to be heard in this particular, in our judicial system, that is what due process is, that is what we have to stand by in order to ensure that there's fairness and impartiality in our judicial system. So based on that, I was able to take up a pro bono appeal for a client, a father in particular, who had been deprived of his rights to have his child with him unfairly, as it turned out, because the appellate court did reverse the trial judge. So that's a little bit more about me. Let's see, what else can I say? Let me just say some more shout outs here. Yes, I am number 314 on the ballot. This is a countywide race. So when it's countywide, it's important that we get as much of the word out as possible, especially during these circumstances. It's been very difficult to meet voters face to face, hand to hand. So this is one of my platforms, one of the ways that I do it, sharing about me, sharing about myself, my education, my qualifications, my experience, and why I'm passionate to do this. So I have a question here. Do you still need volunteers? What are all the ways we can help? Well, yes, it is a big county. Because it is a big county, because it is countywide, if you are interested in participating in any way, then yes, we are looking for volunteers in many different capacities. You can be a volunteer at the polls, whether it's early voting or election day. We're still not really clear on how that's going to happen. We're still unsure, about how the interaction is going to be between maybe perhaps poll workers and the voters who are coming in to vote. The priority is that everybody remain healthy and safe. So it's a wait and see. If you want to find out a little bit more, I ask that you email me again at connect@deniseforjudge2020.com. connect@deniseforjudge2020.com to basically, I invite you to just tell me, hey, this is my name, this is my number, my best contact information. I want to volunteer. Let me know what are some of the ways that we can do so. You can also do it by sharing, getting the word out. Making phone calls is another way of doing it. We have a lot of different ways that we can do this. So I just invite you all once again to connect with me, connect@deniseforjudge2020.com and get a little bit more information. Right now, I would tell you that the priority is for you to make sure that you're registered, number one, and that if you are registered already and you're considering voting by mail, that you get that vote by mail request out as soon as possible. One important detail is that you are required to, if you're going to update your signature, before you do your mail-in ballot request, that you update your signature prior to requesting your mail-in ballot. That's part of the information that the Department of Miami-Dade Elections, Miami-Dade Elections Department has up on site. So again, I'll just direct you back to there. miamidade.gov/elections is the place that you want to look and see and get as much information as you possibly can, so that you are election ready for these upcoming August 2020 elections. I am inviting you once again to send me your questions. I've received some of the same questions. I've addressed some of these, but I want to always make sure that I'm answering whatever I can. And I remind you that when you are looking at judicial races, I am often asked, well, what political party are you? And that is not something that I am allowed to answer or address or even really discuss, because judges run on a nonpartisan basis. That's part of the judicial canons, the ethical rules and obligations. If you are a judge or a judicial candidate, you are required to follow those rules. And by following those rules, that means that we are not permitted to inject partisan politics into our campaign. We can speak about our qualifications, our experience, what we are doing and why we want to do this, and why we believe we are the better candidate in a particular race. But when it comes to having an opinion on a specific issue or having something to do with a political party or partisan politics, that is not permitted. That could actually get me in trouble. So that's something that I will not be able to answer, as much as I get the request very often. I'm just not permitted to do so, and I will not answer that question. However, there are many questions that you can ask me, and many questions that I can answer, and I'm happy to do so. As I said before, I am transparent. I've been serving my clients for the past 20 years in a lot of different ways. And I am happy to answer whatever questions you have, whether you're here live and you're commenting, or whether you are, you want to ask me privately. If I can answer the question, I promise you that I will answer. Let's see. When I'm on here, time goes by very quickly. So I just wanted to again give a shout out to all of those of you who are joining in. Let's see. Thank you so very much. Hola Marín, ¿cómo está? Saludos. I was asked to actually do a candidate's corner in Spanish, so I will be doing that probably next Saturday. I will be sharing a little bit more about myself in Spanish, since we've been doing these in English, and I think we have a very diverse county. And if I can get more information out to more people, I think that that's beneficial for everybody. So I'm just going to briefly say in Spanish, very briefly, just announcing that for next week. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Denise Martinez-Scanziani y una vez más les agradezco que estén aquí presentes conmigo. Soy candidata a juez para la Corte de Circuito. Estas elecciones próximas, el 18 de agosto 2020, van a haber elecciones locales. Yo todos los sábados a las 2 de la tarde estoy aquí presente en vivo a través de Twitter, Instagram, YouTube y Facebook, contestando sus preguntas y básicamente dándoles información acerca de estas elecciones y mi candidatura. El próximo sábado, el rincón de la candidata, como se dice en español, lo voy a hacer en español a partir de las 2 de la tarde. Les invito que se conecten en vivo para que puedan escuchar un resumen de mi experiencia, mis calificaciones y quién soy yo, para que tengan más información cuando tiene que ver acerca de las elecciones para los candidatos a juez. Mi número es el 314 en la boleta. Y les invito y los espero el sábado próximo a las 2 de la tarde, aquí mismo donde me está viendo, para yo poder comunicar con ustedes y para que me hagan las preguntas que tengan que hacerme con respecto a mi candidatura. Así que muchísimas gracias. And so those of you who are still connected and live and sharing and online, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing the message. Tell a friend. Remember that I stand by my commitment that every person, every person who comes into a court of law has the right to be seen and to be heard. And that is something that I am very passionate about, because that is what due process is. And I think that that is, in particular, a principle that if it is followed, everyone who comes into a court of law will feel as if they have had their day in court, will know that they've had their day in court, regardless of the outcome. So once again, I wanted to direct everybody to miamidade.gov/elections. You can be election ready there. There's a lot of information there. There's so much you can do. You can do you can get your sample ballot. You can get your information about voting, registering to vote. You can get information about requesting a mail-in ballot. You can do all of these things. And basically get ready, get informed. It's 45 days away. Election day is right around the corner. So it's pretty exciting. This is an amazing journey. I just invite you to get informed. There are many different local races that will be on the ballot, depending on where you live. Get your sample ballot, get prepared, stay safe, consider voting by mail-in ballot. Just again, I'm going to remind you that July 20th is the last day to vote, to be registered to vote if you're going to be voting in the August elections. And then August 7th by 5 p.m. is the last day that you can request your mail-in ballot. Other than that, we have early voting that starts August 3rd. August 3rd is early voting. There's about 23 locations around the county where you can exercise your right to vote in any of those locations. The first week from August 3rd, the first Monday through Friday, August 3rd through I guess the 3rd, 4th, 4th, the 7th, the early election will be open from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. And then the second week, it's open from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. On the weekends, it's always 8 to 4. So you have 14 days of early voting that you have an opportunity to cast your vote. If you have received your mail-in ballot, or you've gotten your mail-in ballot and you've requested your mail-in ballot and you choose to want to not put it in the mail and take it there in person, you can do so as well there. So just vote. That's all I can say. Again, my name is Denise Martinez-Scanziani. I'm going to be signing off now, but it's Denise Martinez-Scanziani. I am running for circuit court judge in Miami-Dade County. So if you are registered to vote, if you can vote in Miami-Dade County, whether you're in Florida City or Homestead or Miami Lakes or Hialeah or Key Biscayne or Coral Gables or anywhere in between, please remember that you can vote. My number is 314 on the ballot, Denise Martinez-Scanziani, number 314 on the ballot. And August 18th, just a few short days away, is election day. I invite you to always interact with me. If you have any questions, I am here to answer your questions and to educate as many of you as possible about why I'm doing what I'm doing and where this passion comes from. So thank you again. And once again, enjoy a safe and happy 4th of July, Independence Day. And one more time, I'd like to wish my daughter, Lucia, a happy birthday when she turned 18 yesterday. So thank you so very much for all of you with the birthday wishes and your comments and for tuning in. Don't forget, tell a friend, share as much as you can. Denise Martinez-Scanziani, number 314 on the ballot. Vote on August 18th. So thank you again. Bye-bye.